All right, ladies and gentlemen, we live. We ready to rock and roll. It's Wednesday, W-I-N-S day, Wednesday. And I am super excited. This is the day that the Lord has made. We're going to rejoice and be glad in it. For those of you that are coming on, please do me a favor. Make sure you share this show with somebody. Tell Lolly Dolly, everybody, not just somebody, that Prophet Ramon Preston, the squad, and the Ramon Preston show, we are live in his house on this beautiful day. If you're coming on, please tell Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know that we're live and this is a beautiful day and we're getting ready to have an amazing time. Make sure you hit the like button and the share button as well. Make sure you invite somebody to join you today. We're just a few days away from Christmas. It's Wednesday, December the 22nd. We are 3 days away from Christmas. Merry Christmas to all y'all. And we are excited. We're excited about what God is doing, not just in our lives, but we're excited about what God is doing in your lives. So if you're coming on, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and we bring this show to you to help you with information that we know can facilitate and assist you in starting and structuring and scaling any business, any ministry, any income stream, any wealth building dream. So all of you that are entrepreneurs, all of you that are go-getters, all of you that are grinders, that are hustlers, and you ready to take your business, your finances, your ministries, your income streams, your wealth building dreams, you want to take those things to the next level, we use this show to give you information that will help you make that happen. So welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. Every Wednesday we take some time out in this show to talk about real estate. My wife and I, we have been in the real estate field for the last 18 years since we've been married. And my wife is a real estate agent, a professional, and I am not a real estate agent. I operate as a real estate investor, as a real estate consultant. We both provide real estate consulting to clients that we work with and that we have worked with. We climbed that ladder in real estate like anyone else would climb the ladder. We started out as a two-person team. My wife as the agent, I was the handyman because I know my way around a piece of real estate. I know how to use hammers and nails and saws, and I know how to put drywall up. I know about electric work, plumbing. I pretty much know my way around the house. And so my wife and I, we took our skill sets as real estate entrepreneurs. And we use that to build a business and to build a life. And for years, we never really thought about becoming investors. We never thought about building wealth through real estate. We never really saw it from that perspective like most professionals. You have a lot of people that are in professions, whether they're in real estate, whether they're in insurance, whether they are in lending, different industries that have professionals that work those industries. And a lot of times those professionals don't necessarily convert over to being the people that they typically serve in that profession. So it's the same with real estate. My wife and I, we really never saw like the bigger picture of becoming real estate moguls and gurus, in which we're continuing to build that division of our organizational enterprise. But for years, we were just serving our clients. So whether it was an individual or a family that wanted us to help them purchase a home or to sell a home or to lease some commercial space or to purchase a piece of commercial space, we were just the middleman. We were just helping them find the property or list the property, fix the property up. We had investors that we work with on both residential and commercial levels. And so for years, my wife and I, we just used our expertise as professionals, and we got our commissions, we got our little cuts, we got our little piece of the pie, and we kept it moving. But that evolved into us really focusing on real estate consulting. We started consulting tenants, we started consulting landlords, we started consulting the developers, we started consulting association groups. We just found ourselves in a lot of circles consulting people. And when I say consulting, we were just helping them solve problems. They were having problems on their properties. If it was a condominium complex, if it was an apartment complex, and we knew the owner or the developer that was behind the trust or the REIT or whatever, like, we just found ourselves in a lot of circles. And so when I talk about real estate like we do every Wednesday, I'm talking about my own personal experience. I'm talking about what my wife and I have been able to get involved in, and the things that we've been able to learn, and how that has helped us move into what we are now moving into. And just in case this is your first time watching the Ramon Preston Show, every Wednesday we use the show to talk about real estate, and for me to share information with you with regard to real estate, and for me to give you an opportunity to see real estate from a different perspective, okay? And I think I have a good perspective of it because I'm seeing it from so many different angles and from so many different experiences. And so with that being said, my wife and I, we just launched a new multi-strategy real estate investing firm called RP Capital. And so if you're watching this show and you are a person that's looking to get into real estate, or you are in real estate but you just need to learn a little bit more about the business of real estate, you're looking to build your network and to get some connections and understand some of the practical, tactical mechanics behind the business of real estate, then I want you to really reach out to us. I want you to take some time to either go through our real estate training courses that we have on our blueprint, or maybe you can join our mentoring program and we can walk you through a lot of the things that you're doing or that you're endeavoring to do. Also, if you are selling a property, whether it's a residential property or a commercial property, our investment company, we're looking for a property to purchase. So if you have a property that you would like to submit some information on and you want us to take a look at it, we can conduct a preliminary underwriting property assessment, and we can give you an idea of what we will be willing to pay for the property, and we can discuss it. So all you have to do is go to RamonPrestonCapital.com /deal. I believe it's /deal. RamonPreston.com /deal. As a matter of fact, even if you don't have a deal, I want you to just go to RamonPrestonCapital.com and take a look at our newly launched website, our newly launched investment company, and what we're about and what we're doing. So if at any point you or someone you know may be in the market to sell a property, whether it's a residential property, a house, a townhouse, a condo, or a commercial property. It could be a multifamily unit. It could be some type of retail plaza, community center. We're looking for properties to invest in. So we as a company are in a position to purchase real estate properties. And we have a pool of investors. We have a small pool of really qualified investors who have money as long as the deal makes sense. So feel free, if you know someone that has a property that they're selling, feel free to send us that information. You could go to RamonPrestonCapital.com. Let me make sure I'm correct. And by the way, if you have any questions, drop the questions in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Let's see here, RamonPreston.com. I'm just making sure that I'm giving you the correct information. I have so many websites and so many landing pages, I can't even keep up with it. So I just want to make sure that we are correct. RamonPrestonCapital.com. Let's see where we at here. /deal. I was right. RamonPrestonCapital.com /deal. And again, that property assessment form is a form that you can fill out if you have a property that you want to sell, if you have a deal that you would like for us to look at. Maybe you are a wholesaler or a real estate agent and you have a client or someone that you're working with that has a deal and you know it's going to be a good purchase. I want you to send us that information, and we're going to go through our preliminary underwriting process when we conduct it, and we'll get back with you and we'll let you know where we are with it. So I'm very, very excited about what we're going to be doing for 2022, and I'm excited about what you can do for 2022. Now, the reason why I like to talk about real estate on Wednesdays, first of all, it's Wednesday. It's WINS Day. This is a winning season. And most people, not all people, but most people, when they are in a financial position to save money, whether they're working a job and just good with their money to save, or if they have businesses and they're entrepreneurs and they have been able to save money. So whether you're working a job or owning a business, it's going to take some type of financial literacy. It's going to take financial discipline to put yourself in a position to save money and or to have the credit worthiness to be able to purchase a piece of real estate if in fact that's the direction that you're going to go. Now, of course, there are creative ways that you could get into real estate investing. I mean, you can really get into real estate investing without money and without credit. My wife and I have been a part of real estate deals, and remember, we were the professionals in the deal. My wife was the agent. I was the guy that was coming in, fixing the properties up and making sure we were getting them ready to put them back on the market. And my wife and I have been a part of deals where we did not own the deal. We did not own the deal, but we were put in a position to control the deal. And guess what? We didn't have the money. We didn't have the credit. We didn't have our names on any paperwork, but guess what? We controlled the deal even though other people owned the deal because of our expertise, because of our knowledge, because of our understanding of the real estate business. So if you're interested in getting into this, I want you to understand it may not take a certain amount of money. It may not take a certain amount of credit. It may take a certain amount of experience, education, knowledge. It may take a lot of skills, but guess what? You can actually do it if you're willing to take the time to learn what you need to learn. Okay? So I want you to be clear on that. It doesn't necessarily take money. However, even when you're put in a position to control real estate, let's say if somebody has a piece of property and they want you to take the property into your control or whatever it is, you still need to put yourself in a financial position because nobody really wants to continue to do business with you. Or at some point, people are going to start calling you on the carpet about you having a lot of knowledge, you having the expertise, but you ain't never got no money. You ain't got no credit, and you ain't even working on trying to get money and get credit. This is about financial literacy and about financial discipline, okay? So just for starters, if you want to take some notes, let's focus on the real estate part for a minute. Let's focus on the real estate part, because real estate, if this is going to be the object, that you use to take your money or to take your time and your effort to put it in so that you can use this as an investment vehicle, then it's going to be very important. It's going to be very, very important that you don't just know about the profession of real estate, but you also know about the practice of real estate. And when I say the profession of real estate, I'm simply referring to the industry standards of real estate investing, because this is where a lot of people get messed up at. They take a couple courses like the real estate courses. Well, not mine, because mine don't just deal with the profession, mine deals with the practice. But let's just say you take a lot of courses, you learn a lot about the business, whether it's a real estate license or whether it's just some type of training that you get because you're in a circle of people who are learning about the profession of real estate. But a lot of times we're learning about the industry standards when it comes to real estate investing. But a lot of times those industry standards don't work in specific markets. So in order for you to understand the practice of real estate and to really get good at the practice of real estate, not just the profession of real estate investing, you got to understand those market specifics. So when you decide, or if you decide that real estate is going to be one of the vehicles that you want to use to park your money into, like this is what you should be figuring out even before you start playing with your money, playing with your time, playing with other people's money and other people's time. You need to decide that real estate is the thing that I want to use in order to park my money so that I can create wealth through investing for myself and for my family. You've got to make that decision. It doesn't mean you cannot make investments in other vehicles. But what it means is if you have this diversification mentality, and a lot of people will tell you this that are wealthy and that have done it, they will tell you when you're just getting started in the financial game or in the wealth building game, you shouldn't really be focusing on trying to diversify. You should be specifying certain things that you know you can kind of do what a lot of investors do, where they put their eggs in a basket, and as the old saying goes, they just watch that basket, as opposed to taking eggs and you put one egg here, one egg there, one egg there, and one egg there. You're trying to minimize the risk and the volatility of your investments by diversifying, but you're really slowing the process down. And so this is one of the reasons why my wife and I, we've always, not just as real estate professionals and consultants, but we've always had the goal. We've always had the plan. We've always had the dream to take a bulk of the free cash flow that we saved or quote unquote stored and park it into assets like real estate. Now, what kind of real estate is another part of the equation, but you at least have to establish a foundation. Is this something that you want to use to create wealth? Is this something that you want to use to park your hard-earned money? And guess what? If you're getting into real estate investing, what you're going to learn is this is going to be a part of your relationships. This is going to be a part of your networks. This is going to be a people sport. Okay, you're gonna have to do relationships and do business and do life with people. And you've got to be straightforward and honest and real with yourself without thinking that you're gonna finesse your way through life and just get into this business. And you're gonna put everybody at risk. You're gonna put your relationships at risk. You're gonna put your reputation at risk. You're gonna put other people's life and livelihoods at risk because you are not 100% convinced that this is something that you wanna use. And if it is something that you wanna use, you need to make that decision. And guess what? Not just learn about the profession of it, learn about the practice of it. So there's so many things that I can just talk to you about when it comes to real estate, right? I could talk to you about you deciding on what market you want to be in, because you shouldn't start in every market. And again, some of the people that may tell you, oh, you should just be open to any market and you should just go where the deals are. Well, really, that's not true. And that doesn't really work. And the people who say it's true and it works may either be sophisticated because they have the experience and they know what they're doing, or they just lying to themselves because they don't have the experience. All they have is a little information about the profession of real estate investing, but they have no experience and no wherewithal when it comes to the practice of real estate investing because they've never actually practiced it. They've never actually gone through the process practically of seeing a real estate investment deal through. And so I have worked with a lot of people on residential and commercial deals. My wife and I have seen so many different nuance experiences and ways of doing these things that we know, first of all, you got to decide on you wanting to do it. And then if you decide that you want to do it, you got to at least give yourself some time to say, okay, let me get my financial literacy game up. Let me get my money up. Let me get my credit right. Let me get my knowledge up. So even if I don't have to use my credit and my money. I have enough knowledge that I can use as leverage. But you shouldn't just think, oh, I'm gonna get real good at it. I'm gonna know how to finesse and finagle and wiggle my way through any situation, and I'm gonna just sell myself and market myself. What's gonna happen is you're gonna realize that at some point it's gonna take some money, it's gonna take some credibility. And if you do not have that, even if it's other people's money, you should be financially literate taking other people's money. Okay, this is why the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission, really does a heck of a job trying to regulate a lot of real estate investment companies that are coming up, especially now with the laws changing through the Jobs Act, and we have a lot of funds now. We have a lot of crowd funds, and we have other opportunities that we can utilize to leverage our relationships, to leverage our networks, but you still playing with people money. And so understanding what market you want to be in, understanding financial literacy, understanding numbers, that's another big deal. Market, and then I would say finances or numbers, understanding numbers, meaning that you don't want to just understand the market, you want to understand the analytics. You want to be able to gather data and do the math, because this is how you're going to actually find deals. This is how you're actually going to do real estate deals. It's going to all come down to the numbers, even in residential real estate, especially in commercial real estate, because the analytics and the numbers and metrics are different. But for those of you that are watching and listening to me and you're already in real estate investing, I mean, come on, you can attest to what I'm saying. That number one, you got to be committed to this. And it's not that you cannot play in other investments, because the concept of investing, and I'll get there in a few minutes, the concept of investing can be used in anything, but you have to at least target an object for investing. And so if your object is real estate, that you want to take the concept of investing to use, then it ain't going to just be about the profession of real estate investing. It's going to be about the practice. Here's just some things I'm just going through so that you can really have a good idea of how this works. And again, if you have a question that you want to ask, if you have a piece of real estate, we are actively looking for properties. We're looking for residential properties, particularly single family homes, maybe fixer uppers. We're looking for if there are condos or townhomes, if they're fixer uppers, or if it's a unique situation, we'll look at that. We're looking for multifamily. It could be duplex, triplex, fourplex, 5 units and up. If you or someone you know that's in the market, whether you're a real estate agent, whether you're a wholesaler, or whether you're the owner or controller of that real estate or those pieces of property, and you know you're exiting and you want to sell those properties, please reach out to us, because we are currently pursuing real estate, all right? And we're looking for properties to purchase. RP Capital, our real estate investment firm, we are looking for properties to purchase. And if there are multiple properties beyond our scope of what we're looking for within our ecosystem, we have a solid pool of qualified investors that, as long as the finances, the numbers make sense, we could actually do the deal. So when it comes to your market, you want to make sure that you learn and you get real good at finances. You get real good at numbers. And one of the reasons why is because so many people that are in real estate or claim to be in real estate investing, they typically feel like there are no deals available. It ain't enough real estate in the market. Well, there's a lot of real estate in the market. There's a lot of residential real estate. There's a lot of commercial real estate. I mean, you could just go to the MLS system. You could just go to for sale FSBO, for sale by owner.com. You could go to LoopNet. You could go to CoStar. You could go to a lot of these. What is the other one? I get so many emails from some of these companies. Not LoopNet. There are some other ones that are out there. I know there are a lot of different commercial real estate platforms that We get Crexy, that's another one. So you could go to all these platforms and you can see that there are a lot of properties out there. Well, why do people feel like there are no properties available for real estate investing and there are no good deals? It's because they don't understand, number one, the market. And number two, they don't understand finances and numbers. They don't understand the numbers behind those deals, because if they see a piece of real estate, or if they find one, if somebody sends them a piece of real estate, you still need to know how to do the analytics and the math on those numbers to make sure that it makes numerical sense. Because if you know the numbers on a piece of property, you can find the deal within the mathematical equations of that property, where other people will be looking at that property and they like, nah, they just looking at the cap rate, they looking at the market price of the property, the CMA if it's residential, they looking at, you know, the gross rents in that area, whatever the situation is. They looking at, oh, it's a C-class property, it's a D-class. Yes, a lot of that's going to have to do with the market, but it also has to do with numbers. What is something else you need to take into consideration? Well, you need to take relationships into consideration. And when I say relationships, I'm talking about like relationships with real estate agents, brokers, relationships with home inspectors, appraisers, relationships with lenders, with banks, relationships with lawyers, contractors. There's a lot that goes into you putting some type of real estate deal together. Okay, there's a lot of due diligence. There's a financial side for the due diligence. There's a legal side for the due diligence. And then there's a physical side for the due diligence, meaning that once you do identify with the property, once you do start going through your checklist, your financial checklist, your legal checklist, and your physical checklist. This may even be prior to you sending them a letter of intent or putting an offer in or even communicating with them. But once you start going through that checklist, guess what it's going to require? It's going to require relationships. It's going to require you having good relationships with people who may be able to help you underwrite deals. Like for myself, when my wife and I have a deal, whether it's a deal that somebody is presenting to us for us to purchase through our real estate company, or if it's a deal that we have a client that wants us to just help them do the math on, because that's where a lot of our business came from. I mean, and it's been like that for 18 years. Most of our business before, and we just recently launched RP Capital, but prior to up to this year, almost all of our business outside of working with associations and consulting certain groups that have portfolios of property, most of our business, if not almost all of our business, was coming from just clients who needed us to understand the market. We've had clients that didn't even live in Atlanta, but they had opportunities in markets throughout Atlanta, and they reached out to us and they wanted to know, what can you find out about this deal? And what do I need to do to make this deal happen? So guess what we have to do? We have to know that market. We have to understand the financial side and the numerical side. We've got to run our numbers. We've got to basically underwrite it. But my point in bringing that up is when we are going through that pre-due diligence process to start looking at the checklist of physical due diligence, financial due diligence, and legal due diligence, guess what it's going to require? It's going to require people. It's going to require relationships. It's going to require us being able to reach out to people to get them to assist us. We have a good, solid team of relationships, people that we know are in these areas of business. They're professionals, they're experts, that when we are conducting a underwriting process on a piece of property, we're able to reach out to them and say, hey, we need to figure this out. We need to know if it's this, that, there, and the other. What is the dollar amount on that? What will be the return? What will be the loan amount? What will be the down payment? If we have certain properties that we need to send someone to take a look at. These are things that you got to have. So you got to know the market. You got to have a good knowledge of that. You need financial literacy. I don't even know why a lot of people don't talk about that part of real estate investing. You need financial literacy. And guess what? I would even say for those of you that are looking to purchase a home or a property just to live in, or you're looking to purchase a property for your business, this is going to be the next thing that I go to in a few minutes. But for those of you that are looking to purchase a property for yourself, okay, a residential home for you to live in, or maybe you are a church or a nonprofit and you want to purchase your own building, or maybe you are a for-profit and you want to purchase a building, a commercial space for your business. Well, guess what? These same rules apply. This is like 101, because I want to know my market. Just because you're in that area and just because you think it's a good area doesn't mean from a real estate perspective that's going to be a good opportunity for you. Okay? It may be 3 miles down the road that the market 3 miles down the road would be a better pick for you, not necessarily for your operational business, but it may be better for your real estate business, because that's a different business. A lot of entrepreneurs, and especially people in nonprofit organizations and ministries, they don't even separate the real estate part of their operation from their actual operation, when those should be two separate business situations, if you understand. So that's bringing me to my next my next point. So real estate, you want to think about the market. You want to really get good at your specific market, and you just want to be able to find a market that you can work with. Last week I was talking about looking within a 5 to 10 mile radius of where you live at or where you do business at most of the time. Okay. I was also talking about finding 3 to 5 neighborhoods or sections of that 5 to 10 mile radius that you know, if you could park your money into real estate in that area, those areas, because if you have a 5 to 10 mile radius that you're looking at, and again, if you're a sophisticated investor, maybe this doesn't apply to you, but I'm telling you, if you do not have the in-depth experience, especially if you playing with other people's money, other people's time, you got your reputation and your credibility on the line, just start getting extremely good at doing what you want to do where you are. Okay, so we're talking about a 5-10 mile radius. We're talking about maybe 3 to 5 sections, and I'm just saying sections or sub markets within that main market. So for example, if you're looking in a 5 mile radius, right, from where you live, a 5 mile radius from where your business is, whether this is personal or business, well, guess what? Within that 5 mile radius, now you're able to look at maybe 3 to 5 sections. So if it's a commercial property that you're looking at, okay, there may be 3 to 5 community plazas or areas where strip malls are, or business sections where you say, you know what, if I had to pick 3, I would pick that one over here off this road, I'll pick that one over there, and that one up there. And then I will look at those 3 and see, well, which one would be the top one. So now at least I can start shrinking my preliminary assessments down to a certain area and a certain section within that area, and now I can start looking for opportunities in that area. But once you do that, guess what's going to happen? This is the market box. If this is a box here, this is the market box. The next box you need to check is the numbers box, because now I got to make sure that the numbers make sense, because there are opportunities there. Like all sophisticated real estate investors that I listen to, I talk with, or I get around, they always, across the board, unanimously say, it don't matter what market you pick, we can find a deal in that area. And guess what? If you asked any sophisticated real estate investor, can you find a deal in this area, in this section of that area? They're most likely going to say, of course I can. They'll go to LoopNet, they'll go to the MLS, they'll go to for sale by owner, they'll just drive the neighborhood. Maybe they get on Google Maps and look around and see for sale signs or for rent signs or properties that look like there's some deferred maintenance. Well, you will see those things if you have a concentrated market with submarkets that you're looking for, or areas with sections. But then once you identify with those properties, now you got to do the math on it. You got to get the information for the property, and you have to start analyzing it. Or another sophisticated way of saying it is you want to underwrite it. You want to look at the financials, you want to look at, and guess what? This is information you might not be able to get access to, but you've got to at least have the right systems, like the technology. They have certain software that you can use to put the address and all the information in, and then you can start playing with those numbers to find the deal. Find the deal. We always say the deal is in the deal. You just have to find the deal in the deal, or you create the deal when you find the deal. Okay? So you have the numbers, and then you have relationships. The relationships play a role because let's say if this is something that you're trying to do and you keep getting stuck and you just don't know where to start, trust me, and I've heard like probably 10 or 15 people say this within the last month. And some of them were real estate people. And here's what 10 or 15 people I heard say in different ways, but they were all saying, you need a mentor. You need a coach. You need a relationship with people. You need to get around people. And I'm not just saying going to like networking events, because a lot of times you go to those networking events. I've been to a lot of those networking events. You know, you sign up, you go in there, you listen to the keynote speaker, they answer questions, you walk around, you pass cards, and it's like, for me, I come from the streets, right? So it's like going to a dice game. Everybody out there got money in their hands at a dice game. I know some of y'all ain't from the hood, so you'll know what I'm talking about. But if you used to people that's in the hood, or you come from the hood, you got this big old dice game. You got 20 guys around there, shooting dice, and everybody got a little money in their hand, and they just playing. Everybody trying to win. So it's really not the best form of mentoring or coaching relationship that you're going to get from some people who are either your competitors or at best your colleagues, but they may not necessarily be your mentors. Yes, it's a good experience. It's good to get in those circles, but outside of that, because the person who's giving the keynote speaker may not even want to be your mentor. They may have too many people that they're mentoring, or it may just be something that is out of reach or out of touch with you, okay? Or with them. So my point is, you want to have relationships, not just with professionals, but you want to make sure that you got relationships with people who have relationships with professionals. So what is the next thing that I want you to think about? I want you to think about the business side. I want you to think about the business side, because again, I think a lot of people who are already in business, people who have an operating business, meaning that you provide a service, you sell a product, or if you provide a nonprofit service, it's still business oriented. But if you are in a business, or you're doing something in business or in nonprofit service, and at some point you want to make a real estate purchase, the best way to approach that is to approach it from the perspective that the real estate acquisition is a separate business, so that you don't just mesh all of what you're doing into a real estate purchase and realize that that was a bad business decision. I think I probably have to talk about that for a whole show, because I just don't know if people really understand how important it is. So I have an operation here. I have a business operation here, right? But then my operation wants to purchase a piece of real estate. So the truth is, I have to see both of these as two separate businesses. If I do not understand the math behind purchasing this business, by acquiring this business, because all I'm looking at is, okay, this business is making money, this business is growing, and so this business needs a piece of real estate, as if this piece of real estate is just a computer for this business, or this piece of real estate is just software or lighting or appliances for this business. No, this is a separate business. whether this is for-profit or non-profit. Like, I talk to a lot of people. Remember, I'm a preacher. Okay, I've been in ministry for a long time. And so a lot of people that we talk to in ministry, they don't even understand this dynamic. And so they go out there and they get buildings, they get property, and the buildings and the property is just bad business decisions. But because they don't see this as another business, it totally disrupts what they're doing over here in this business or in this organization. And so the real estate part is important because you got to know that that's what you want to do. And if that's what you want to do, you need to really put your time and your effort, your resources, and your energy behind that to say, okay, I'm making money, I'm working on my job, I'm getting good at my job, or I got a business, but my ultimate goal is to take this free cash flow and park it into an investment, and I want that investment to be real estate. Well, if that's the case, that means I want to learn about the practice of real estate investing, not just the profession of it. I want to learn about the market specifics. I want to learn about the financial analytics and the math and metrics behind that business. I want to learn how to build relationships and how to get in the right circles and get connected to the right people. And while I do that, I want to start building out my business infrastructure. Okay, this is one of the reasons why I always encourage people, no matter where they are, to start a real estate investment company or whatever type of company it is. It needs to be real estate related. Okay, so goes back to my business philosophy. This is like my business philosophy. All right, this is like business 101 for me. I want you to have a holding company. And I know I preach it and talk about it a lot, but guess what? No matter how much I talk about it, I still have people that I talk to who are either clients or just random people that I talk to that watch me on social media, and they're like, I still just don't understand the holding company concept. Well, it is a concept that is centered around business. It's a business concept. It's a business philosophy. And you cannot just think you're going to hear about a concept or philosophy, get a little information about a concept and philosophy, and just understand it overnight. You can't do it. I've had people in my coaching program for some time now who are still learning how to conceptualize or wrap their minds around this business idea or concept or philosophy of a holding company. But this is what I would tell you to do. So if you have a business that's out there making money, I would still, let's say if this business is making money, it's already in operation. If you have a business already, I would still start a holding company. And then when you start your holding company, I would transfer the ownership of this business to your holding company, so that you don't own this anymore, your holding company owns it. If you do not have a business, but you have a product or service, that you want to provide, okay, to make money in your business, but you know at some point you want to be a real estate investor. At some point you want to take the extra money, the extra cash flow that you get here and park it into an investment, then guess what? You want to start a holding company. Once you start your holding company, this is LLC number 1, then you start LLC number 2 and let LLC number 2 be owned by LLC number 1 for the purpose of you selling your products and services. Why are you doing that? Well, one of the reasons why you're doing that, because if it's a such thing as diversification, the diversification is going to be within the ecosystem of your business, meaning that once you get free cash flow here, that cash flow is going to be pushed up to the main company. And then guess what you're going to be able to do at some point? You're going to be able to start LLC number 3, and that may be your real estate company. And now your real estate company has working capital. Your real estate company is not affecting your business operation because it's separate, and your holding company is going to be backed by, your real estate company is going to be backed by an organizational enterprise that's at least generating revenue. It's protected in and of itself, so that whenever you're ready to make an acquisition or a purchase for real estate, whether it's for the business that's operating because it needs more space, or whether it's because of some other investment, you have your business structured and set up correctly. Does that make sense? All right, I got to stop with that, y'all. But listen, we have a lot going on this week, and we're trying to get as much as we can done while we're here at the office. Within the next couple days, we're going to be finishing up a lot of the wiring and technical work that needs to be done in our studio here. And so I'm very excited about that. So if for some reason I'm a few minutes late, which I was a few minutes early today, but just if for some reason while we're preparing to end this year strong, if we're missing some time slots or something, just know that we're working on finalizing everything. And instead of me shutting my whole studio down and shutting the show down for a week or two until we get everything back up and running correctly, y'all know I'm still showing up. We still going live. We're getting ready to start broadcasting on other networks and other platforms, and so we're excited about that. We'll be sharing more of that with you probably within the next week or so, because we're gonna change up our show a little bit. By the first of the year, we're gonna have to change up the format and the flow of the show a little bit, so that we can accommodate some of the new platforms and markets that we're going to be taking the Ramon Preston Show to. And that will include, but not be limited to, a podcast that we're going to be starting. So our show will be available via podcast and other platforms. My CMO was literally giving me a list of all the markets that we're going to have access to, from I think Amazon. It was going to be I don't even remember some of the markets that we were on, but I was looking and I was like, oh wow, we're gonna have access to all those markets, and we are. So I'm excited about that. But for those of you that are watching, if you know what I just shared with you about the profession and the practice of real estate investing, if it's something that you are interested in or you're already pursuing and you just need more mentoring, you need more information, maybe you need help structuring your business organization so that it can fit into the ecosystem of what you want to get into with regard to investing. Maybe you want to get into crypto investing and the NFTs and a lot of the other types of investing. Well, guess what? Investing is not just about the object. Investing is also about the concept. Did you catch that? Investing is not just about the object. So for example, you have investing. Okay? So you have the object of investing, and then you have the concept. So the concept of investing is really about you understanding how to mathematically make sense of putting or parking your money into an object. That's what the concept is about. This is about understanding cash flow. It's about understanding NOI, net operating income. It's about understanding what is the ROI on my investment, and what is the risk, what is the reward. I have all of that is like mathematical. It's numbers, it's analytics, okay? So to simplify this, the concept could easily be just number, dollars, math, okay? Well, the object of investing could be anything. It could be real estate. It could be real estate. An object could be an NFT, if that's you, crypto. It could be Bitcoin. The object could be cars. The object, what else could the object be? The object could be other businesses. The object could be shoes. You could be investing in shoes. But again, even though real estate is my main object, however, I still want to understand the concept. So if you're one of those individuals that you just need to learn more about the concept of investing, and maybe it is real estate, well, here's what I want you to understand. All that works together. So investing is going to require and really demand you understand finances, right? Really, you got to understand people. I'm just helping you understand what you need to understand. You need to understand business. You're going to need to understand systems. The truth is, you're going to need to understand sales and marketing. To some extent, you will, depending on what you're investing in. And it's a whole lot of other things. You need to understand goals. All of this information we've included in our Millionaire Blueprint. So we have a special offer for our Millionaire Blueprint. We are offering this blueprint. It's a $5,000 program for 1 year access. One of the greatest compliments I got from one of our coaching clients, I got it yesterday, and he was just telling me how, first of all, everything that he's learning in our program, being coached and being trained in our Millionaire Blueprint program, he was just telling me that it's a wealth of information. He's learning so much. A lot of programs that he's been a part of, he learned some things, but not like detailed things and like mechanics that he's learning now. Not just what to do, but how to actually do it in those areas. And he was just saying, but man, you got so much information in there. And I thought that was an awesome compliment for somebody to say, man, you got a whole lot of information in there. And we're adding, I was telling him yesterday, I was like, we're adding new courses every week now. We're starting to beef up a lot of new courses that we're adding because we want people to win, but I want you to become financially free. And whatever it is that you got to do to become financially free in your business, in your personal finances, in your investing, I know all of the pieces of those puzzles have to be able to work together in a system of systems. And so in our Millionaire Blueprint, we teach you about starting and structuring holding companies. We teach you about divisions and subsidiaries. We train you through tutorials on how to file and form your own paperwork if you wanted to start and structure your own companies yourself. We have a do-it-yourself startup kit in there for for-profit holding companies, operating entities, and for nonprofit organizations if you are in the nonprofit space. We have courses that we train you on sales and marketing. We show you how to put a sales system together, a sales script, how to present your products and services to make conversions. We show you how to create marketing campaigns and what are the most important aspects of your marketing. And a lot of our marketing is centered around your messaging and your branding. And that's how we teach that to you. We show you really how to position yourself in the market the correct way so that you can get the attention and ultimately make conversions. We have an entire financial literacy training program. We teach you on the ABCs of financial literacy. A for accounting, B for balance sheet, C for cash flow. So we show you all the components of accounting. We teach you on them. We help you understand balance sheets, cash flow. We teach you creative cash flow strategies. We show you how to increase your income in most cases by 30% within 30 days, even as a W-2 employee or as a 1099, as a network marketer, and of course as a business owner. We have an entire real estate investing program. We teach you about real estate investing. It's centered around real estate investing made easy. We teach you from the perspective of you understanding the main terms and concepts. So once you learn the main terms and concepts for real estate investing, and you understand how to do the math with those terms and concepts, it basically makes real estate investing easy, all right? And so we have goal setting courses, we have documents, forms, operating agreements, everything that you need to basically build a successful organizational enterprise and ultimately become a blueprint millionaire. We have it in this program. And so it is currently a $5,000 program that we're offering for $1,500. And if you text if you text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213, guess what? We are offering a special payment plan program. So you don't necessarily have to pay the $5,000. Nope, because we're giving it to you for $1,500. But guess what? You wouldn't even have to pay the $1,500 today. We have a special payment plan program for you. So text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And guess what? We are going to be launching at the top of the year. We've already pre-launched it. We're already communicating it to our business community now. But we are launching a new program called the Millionaire Mentorship Program. The Millionaire Mentorship Program. It is a 1-year accelerated business coaching and consulting program. And so first of all, it's me taking my business as a business consultant, my business as a business coach, and literally infuse it into an accelerated program to show you how to generate 6 figures and beyond, so that at some point you can literally become a blueprint millionaire, or more specifically speaking, a net worth millionaire. It is possible. And so this is going to be a 1-year accelerated business coaching and consulting program. We have 3 options in this program. So we have a gold membership, we have a platinum membership, and we have a diamond membership. So depending on how frequent you want to sit down with us and be coached and consulted in your business, in your products and services, in your systems, in anything that relates to your wealth building, depending on how frequent you want to have those sit downs with us, that will determine what option you choose. Gold option, platinum, and diamond. So if you're interested in becoming a member of our Millionaire Mentorship Program, that is pre-launched now, but officially January 1, we will be launching it. I want you to mention that to us when we reach back out to you once you text the word millionaire to that number. We have other programs that we're going to be introducing as well. You can find all of that information at RamonPreston.com. RamonPreston.com. If you visit RamonPreston.com, you'll find information about our Millionaire Blueprint. It will prompt you to our university training platform where you can see all of our courses, all of the modules, all of the titles, everything that we teach in this program. Hundreds of lessons, documents, forms, tutorials. It's a game-changing program. It's helping so many people, and I know it's going to help thousands and thousands of more people in 2022. You can learn about that. You can learn about our Millionaire Mentorship Program, our certification program, our licensing program, our School of Ministry we're going to be launching in 2022. We're actually relaunching it. When we closed registration, it's been a couple years. It's been 2 years since we closed registration for our School of Ministry, because we were hosting physical classes 2 or 3 years ago. We closed registration once we graduated our last students, and now we're going to be relaunching our School of Ministry. It is primarily virtual, but it's going to be amazing. We are going to be launching our School of Prophets. So we have a lot of amazing programs that we're launching. So if there's anything that we can do to help you, to serve you, to provide value to you, feel free to reach out to us at this number. We're here. We'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. That's Thursday. I may even be here Friday. You know, I told my team they ain't got to come in Friday, but you know me, I might end up showing up here Friday. It ain't no telling. But I love y'all. Appreciate all of you for your support. Please hit the like button, hit the share button. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. We want to get to 10,000 subscribers. We're almost at 7,000. So we have a couple thousand more For the last several months, we've been averaging about 300 new subscribers a month. And so we want to get to 10,000 subscribers. I mean, I really want to get to 10 million. That's my ultimate goal. But I'm not going to smirk at 10,000. So I appreciate your subscription to our YouTube page. I appreciate you following us on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok. Wherever you see us at, wherever you see a video, wherever you see a post, please like it, please comment, please share. Not just for me, I appreciate it, but more specifically, I know our community appreciates it, because a lot of times when people listen to someone, especially on social media, they don't always jump in when they first meet someone or get introduced to someone. It takes time. And so a lot of times we're going to come back, we're going to rewatch a video. We may binge watch a few videos. We may follow that person for a week or two, or maybe a month or two, just to see if they're consistent, if they have credibility. We're going to Google search them. You know, we're going to find out, can we get some reviews on them? We may DM a couple people that might know them or whatever. So when you're able to leave comments and give feedback and share takeaways and success stories, it goes a long way. And here's the thing that I like to tell people. I'm going to be a celebrity mogul. I'm going to be like the guru. I'm on my way there. I think I'm that person already in my head. And I don't care how people that don't like that feel about it, but I'm going to go there, because my reason for being that is totally different than what a lot of people who may hate on that understand. But when that time comes, it's easy for people to give you admiration. Once you make it to the top and everybody know you at the top, you get this whole level of admiration and support. And I want you to enjoy the experience along the way, because I'm going there. And so I want you to go with me. I really want you to have that experience, because I know what it feels like when you get there with a person and you're like, man, we got here together. We celebrating this win, because I remember when, but it's not like I was just on the sidelines, not participating, not giving feedback, not sharing with that person's community who that person was and what impact that person is making. So I appreciate all of you. Every like, thank you. Every share, thank you. Every comment, thank you. Questions that you regularly send into our inboxes or our DMs, thank you. If you are a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, thank you, thank you. If you are a member of our coaching program, thank you, thank you. If you've ever purchased any product or service from me, thank you. If you're thinking about purchasing something from me, thank you. I appreciate you. So I want you to know I do not take it lightly, because it took a lot of work just to get where we are right now. Not just in our business, but even in our social media presence, in our market presence. And it's going to take a lot of work collectively for us to get further. Because a lot of what I'm doing, yes, it's for me and my family, but it's for us. It's for my community as well. So love y'all. Have an amazing day. I'll see you tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on The Ramon Preston Show.